Yeah, no, you walk alongside of the log and then on the uphill side, unless you're stupid. And then you walk on the downhill side.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just become forest art.
You can't fix stupid.
You can, but it hurts. Yeah, that's one thing, you know, the good judgment comes from experience, and a lot of that comes from bad judgment.
Yeah.
In the woods, you don't always get a next second chance.
No.
You know, the mistakes are bigger and faster and more consequences.
Now, how big a log will they? Ooh.
So you'll see pictures of horses moving immense logs. You know, a lot of the logging was done in the winter, and they'd have the ice, everything in these huge sleds, mountains of logs up, and a single team pulling thousands and thousands of tons. Generally, they say a workhorse will pull like twice its weight for a work day. So they're about 1,800 pounds. But of course, for a moment, if they both want to and thinking about it and work together, they can pull an immense load. They just can't do it all day.
And once they get moving, keep going.
Momentum's a beautiful thing, you know. And downhill log, you know, logging uphill with horses is a little rough on your horses. But when you think about, you know, all these trees, these are all, you know, the grandsons and great grandsons of the original massive trees that were here. All of that stuff, I mean, they only had tractors after all the main work was done, after all the big logs got hauled out. So they, you know, there was a lot to it. Of course, you get a big log, you put it on wheels, it makes a big different thing. Because ground driving, there's a lot of friction. Like this poor log we've been dragging around here, it's all flat, it's all bored out. I've been dragging the same log here for years. I tell people I'm just going to drag this log around in a circle until I'm rich.
So how long you been dragging it?
Yeah, well, I'll put it this way. When they first restored the mill, I worked with his grandmother and her sister, and then when they retired, I worked his mother and her sister, Lily and Lola, and now I work Wyatt and Duke, who's my other horse that's not here. Layla's their sister, but she's usually home making babies. In fact, she's hopefully pregnant right now. In fact, do you guys want to hear a story? Can I swear you to secrecy? Because I don't want this getting out. The other night, so I work really long days because I have a lot of horses, so I have to make a lot of money to make enough paid. So it was about 10:30, and I was just getting done with my chores. Oh, I need to breed that mare again. So I go out in the pasture to get her, and I'm a chimney sweep, so I always have a really bright flashlight in my pocket, and I don't like to shine it in their eyes, so I was kind of keeping it low, and I was just looking for. She has kind of short socks for my herd, so I was looking for low socks. So there she is. So I grabbed her. I bring her out. I bring her up to the stallion. And she's acting like she's scared of the stallion, and she likes this boy a lot. When she's, yeah, this is the weirdest thing, and she just wouldn't come up, and the stallion was all like, ah, Terry, what the heck? Turns out I grabbed Wyatt.
Flashlight wasn't as bright as you thought.
No, it wasn't. So, but I don't want that getting out. Okay? In some circles, I'm considered quite a horseman.
Yeah, it was dark. It was dark. You can have the excuse.
So I go back to the gate, and there's Layla standing there.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, exactly.
So how old is the mill?
The mill, well, so I was in kindergarten when it closed, because I remember, because Ronnie Sturgeon and Lori Fisher, who were the grandkids of the mill owners, we used to pick them up at the bus stop there, and that was in 1963, and this valley would be full of smoke. And I wish I had paid more attention, but I was 5. So the mill started not here, but it started in Coleman Valley, and they moved it here after they cut all those trees, because it used to be, you'd move the mill to where the trees are, and then they were going to harvest this valley and then move it again. But by then they had trucks, so they left it and started bringing it along. So, what do you know? What year?
1914.
1914 is when it started.
Wow.
And so that engine was originally in the San Francisco Mint. Is that right?
Right, right.
And then it ran the what? The furnace, or I don't know. And then the Cormel brothers bought it before Champagne. They were making cigars, and they had a sawmill to make the lumber for the boxes.
Yeah.
And so then the Sturgeons bought it in 14 and set it up in
Right.
Valley.
Right.
So, and then moved it here, and it's not wore out.
No.
I think most of the things that were So when was it made? It was.
I don't know. The only thing we've really changed on is some of the plumbing because of the steam is so powerful. It could blow. So we changed a lot of the fittings on the outside, both sides. They did that when I came here 12 years ago.
So is it just a steam boiler?
That's what it is.
Big steam boiler.
Well, the engine isn't the boiler. The engine.
No.
So there's a boiler, and that sends the steam to the engine. Did you see it underneath there? And that's what.
No, we haven't been
And-
back
Oh,
there yet.
okay. Well, you'll see it. It's
So
it's
the engine,
spectacular.
of course, drives you.
The engine is underneath the sawmill, and it just goes and just all day long. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And then there's just belts and pulleys.
Right.
And a lot of those were made in the 1800s, and they're still running great. It's simplicity, and that's all you really need, you know. And you see how they run from a 6-foot belt, a 6-foot wheel down to an 18-inch wheel, and it's all powered there. Like there's just different aspects of the mill. The workhorse is down below. That's where all the motors and things are, and you go on top, and that's where the lumber's milled. We have 2 blades, one's 60 inches, the other's 42 inches. So collar to collar, we can do a 5-foot wide slab of wood. Everything's full dimensional. The 2x6 is 2x6, and we can cut whatever size lumber you want. So I don't call it wood. If Bobster's in here, you call it wood, he'll reprimand you it's lumber when it comes out the end. So you got to be careful about that. So.
We had some of those things.
Mhm.